19 years and 2 months ago, the world was blessed with the number 23, a masterpiece of film that spawned an everlasting franchise. 23 entries and counting. Wait a minute, 19 years and 2 months. 1 plus 9 plus 2 plus, because it came out in 2007, 2 plus 1 because adding 0 would do nothing, plus 1 plus 7 equals 23! Maybe I should have waited 4 more years to review this movie. Maybe I'll revisit it. Anyway, the number 23. This movie is a joke. I remember literally making fun of it in elementary school because we thought the idea of connecting everything to the number 23 was very silly and stupid. And we were right. The movie starts with this spooky intro that is trying to make the number 23 seem scary. And it doesn't work. There's 23 letters in the Latin alphabet. Latin is spooky because it's a dead language. Hiroshima was bombed August 6, 1945. 8 plus 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 4 minus 5 equals 23. Why'd you subtract the 5? Like, there's no, it makes no... Just to make the math work out? Spooky. The Had Grand Masters King Charles I was January 30th, 1649? Oh, the Knights Templar had 23 Grand Masters and Charlie was beheaded 30th. 3 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5 plus 4 plus 9 equals 23. At least they didn't subtract one number randomly to make the math work out this time. The Witch's Sabbath is June 23rd. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Shakespeare was born and died on April 23rd. And he was also first published in 1623. 1. What does Shakespeare have to do with this? At least all the other fun facts, the did you know gaming facts, are at least vaguely spooky. Like, Shakespeare's just a guy. I guess his plays involve a lot of death, but there are lots of writers who you could say that about. Is it just because he died on the 23rd? Which... 2, I'm sure people die on the 23rd of a given month all the time. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who are born and die on the same day of the month. And I'm sure there's actually quite a few people who are born and die on their birthday. I guess being born on your birthday isn't impressive. Given how many people have existed across, you know, all of time, I'm sure it's happened more than you would think. 23, they use 1623 as a spooky year. But 1 plus 6 plus 2 plus 3 doesn't add up to 23, so I don't really get it. The Titanic sank April 15th, 1912. 4 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 2 equals 23.
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Even if you were right, that would be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, not 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
1 plus 2 plus 1. Shut up!
William Jefferson Clinton contains 23 letters. There's nothing scarier than Bill Clinton. Oh shit, Mark Pellegrino is in this movie. Oh wait, no, 23 is the name of the actor. My bad. December 11th, 1941, the US declared war on Germany. 12 plus 11 equals 23? In all the other examples, you add up the digits of the year. Sometimes you subtract one of the digits if it's convenient. It should be 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 1, which equals 20, plus the 3 remaining brain cells I have from watching this intro. That's too mean. I apologize. Hitler killed himself in April 1945. 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 5 equals 23. I see you didn't include the date that this thing happened on. That's really curious. You know, all the other ones you have a specific date, and in this specific event, you only mention the month that it's in because otherwise the math wouldn't add up. Terrorists attacked one time on the 23rd. I think they attacked plenty of times on days that were not the 23rd as well, but you know, that's just me. Terrorists attacked one time on the 23rd. Caesar was stabbed 23 times. Costume designer Daniel Orlandi. Sorry, Orlando Lee one. The Mayans thought the world would end December 23rd of the year 2012. 20 plus 1 plus 2 equals 23, bitch! Why is it 20 plus 1 plus 2? It should be 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2. Why is it 20? You can't just group numbers together like that. Psalm 23 is the famous I walk through the valley of the shadow of death bar. Barbarians invaded Rome August 23rd. The year gets covered up with blood immediately because they couldn't make the math work for the year 410. And all these factoids move so quickly that you don't have time to think about them. This is me pausing the movie to read each one of these out. And that's just the fucking intro. It's all just very selective and forced And it's the main reason this movie doesn't work. I like the idea of someone losing their mind because they start believing everything is connected and everything has to have meaning, even small things. But oftentimes it feels like the movie is just desperately trying to sell you on the number 23 being really scary, and the intro is the worst example of it. I mean, it's literally the Half-Life 3 confirmed meme. Get it? It's 2-3.
2-3.
It's 23. Get it? Jim Carrey meows at a dog.
Meow. Meow. Sorry. I'm just bored.
This is the first thing that happens in the movie. Anyway, he goes to a bookstore. The address is 599. 5 plus 9 plus 9 equals 23. And he finds a mysterious book called The Number 23 by author Th3
Number 23. Novel of obsession by Th3.
Top Secrets. And we get to the actually good premise that's underneath all this number 23 nonsense. Jim Carrey, aka Walter Sparrow, great name, finds a mysterious book that seems to be retelling the story of his life.
It's like my childhood, my memories, you know?
Fingerling is nothing like you.
Yeah? Look at that. Fingerling at the zoo. My mother read it to me when I was a kid.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people read that as a kid.
Did you?
No.
And the whole movie is him trying to solve this mystery of who the author is and why there seems to be this connection between his life events and the author's life events. That's such a mysterious and ominous premise that could make for a great movie, but tying it to the 23 enigma does it absolutely no favors. And it's evident because when they start exploring this connection and the mystery of who wrote the book, it's actually an alright movie.
You know what? There's a lot of neighborhoods with houses just like yours, with streets just like yours.
Yeah? With dogs next door?
Oh, your neighbor had a dog. Well, that's shocking.
It wasn't called Alfie, it was called Chief. Mischief, my father called it. He used to escape all the time.
Fingerling's a detective.
I used to collect detective magazines. And the widow next door? Well, that's like my mom. She died on my 8th birthday. Look. I got freaking goosebumps.
And then the movie gets kind of weird and kind of interesting, and then they start talking about the number 23 again.
It's this number! This fucking number! 23. It's my father's fault. He said he'd found a way to beat the number.
How do you beat a number?
Pink is my favorite color. Do you know what pink is? Red, 25, white, 67, 65 is 27, 92 is 20, pink has 4 letters, 92 divided by 4. 20 fucking 3! 60 fucking 90.
I'll be honest. I didn't get it.
Yeah, me neither. That said, I know I'm being like YouTube reviewer here, just going through it and poking fun at it and not really meeting the film on its own terms. Granted, this movie, it's very hard to meet on its own terms, but I wanted to mention that I really do like the very stylized filmmaking here. Like, I really like the storybook scene with this intentionally bad green screen, and the very noir-inspired scenes are really creative. It is kind of silly and over the top, but it's a silly and over the top I can get on board with, as opposed to the number 23. I prefer an over the top and kind of silly filmmaking style that's fun and creative, as opposed to a more appropriate filmmaking style that is just boring. And as much as I find it silly and overbearing and think it kind of drags down the movie, the attention to detail here is impressive. As soon as I saw this license plate, I knew the digits would add up to 23. And the bookstore address adding up to 23, again, I think it's a little over the top, but I do appreciate the attention to detail. But then they talk...
We live at 1814. 18 is 1 plus 8, which equals 9, and 9 plus 14 is also 23. 14 is 1 plus 4, which equals 5, and 5 plus 18 is 23 too.
Oh my god.
This is not nonsense.
Number 23,
Not
nonsense.
I mean, 5 plus 18 is 23.
18 plus 14 is 32.
23 reversed.
23 reversed. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, that's cheating. You can't just reverse numbers. How do you know it's 23 reversed and not 32? All these connections could have just been 32 reversed.
Spooky, huh?
To my surprise, the movie actually does acknowledge some of these criticisms.
It's the number. I'm seeing it everywhere.
Well, a conspiracy buffs would say, of course. After all, the world spins on an axis of 23 degrees. When you tell them it's actually 23.5, they say 5 is simply 2 plus 3. 23 is very good at this particular game.
Game.
Yeah. Paranoia. What's true is that there's a select group of people that take delight in perpetuating the number's infamy. Lucky 7, unlucky 13, ball players' lucky shoes. This is magical thinking, non-scientific causal reasoning. You're looking for 23, so you're finding it.
And I will address this later in the review when this aspect of the movie sort of comes to a head.
The Mayans believed the end of the world would occur December 12, 2012.
But the intro title said it was December 23rd. So it just lied? The movie just lied to me? You can't do that. You can't just... You lied.
20 plus 12 is?
23 reversed. Or 20 plus 1 plus 2.
Or 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2, but who's fucking counting?
What is 23? What is 23? Is it... God?
It's at this point the movie loses all steam it once had. Up until now, the movie has at least been paced well, and there are enough interesting mysteries going on to really grab you and keep you invested, even through all the stupid 23 stuff. But the stream of information just slows way down at this point. They try to give you new information, but it never feels substantial. We knew this fingerling guy, the author of the book, we knew this fingerling guy became a killer. That's not new. Yes, his name is Fingerling. The number 23 ties into everything. That's not new. Just because you showed a new way that it ties into something doesn't, it's not a new piece of information. We expect that at this point.
Ned, M, N, 14, C, D, E. Shit.
The way they talk about this number as if it's a person is laughable.
Had the number lived to kill another day?
The number had lived to kill another day. The number had lived to kill another day.
The number had gone after Fingerling. And now it was coming after me.
And here I thought the number to be afraid of was 7. So there's nothing new about any of this information. And so my attention and my investment just waned, and the movie started to drag on.
The wise Dr. Phoenix recommends I take a break.
Maybe you should take a break.
Like time is gonna heal me.
Time is a gentleman.
Time is just a counting system. Numbers with meaning attached to them.
I actually do like that line for what it's worth. Again, there's something here about a man losing his grip on reality, becoming obsessed with numerology, and giving meaning to everything, even if it doesn't really have any deeper meaning. But 23, man.
There's no killer running around out there.
That is the funniest shot I've ever seen. That's hilarious. Trust me, I know I just showed you the clip out of context, but even in context, it's equally as hilarious. There's a scene where he suspects his wife wrote the book, and it completely falls flat, because of course that's not going to be the ending. You sniff out immediately that this is going to be a fake out.
Your maiden name is Pink.
Do you know what pink is?
Pink is a color.
23 is a number.
23 is a number.
16, 9.
It's a number.
5
It's a number.
What is 23?
The number.
What is 23?
is 2 plus 3. 5 is 5 is 2 plus 3.
6, 7. Kyle, flinch. Is top secrets.
Stop saying top secrets.
Don't pretend you don't know top secrets. I read your book. I taught you. Top secrets.
It's too silly.
If I was to write a book, I wouldn't use a ridiculous name like Top Secrets.
So this is what I mean by this aspect of the movie coming to a head, or whatever I said. It's here where the movie gets a little more self-aware.
We're not crazy. We circled every 23rd word on every 23rd page, and it told us to come down here, and I sound completely crazy.
Which is appreciated, but I ultimately think it doesn't work. It's revealed that Jim Carrey, Walter Sparrow, lol.
If I was to write a book, I wouldn't use a ridiculous name like Walter Sparrow.
He wrote the book, and he is Top Secrets. All these scenes we've been watching of Fingerling, the anonymous main character of the book. It says written by Top Secrets, but Fingerling is what he calls himself in the book. Were actually just Walter's delusions. See, his mom committed suicide, and then his dad did as well, out of the grief of that, and he coped by reading just way too many detective books, and this whole thing has been his attempt for finding meaning in this horrible tragedy.
The author knows so much about me. It's as if he chose me.
You've concerned yourself with minutia and you've drawn wild conclusions from them. What about the fact...
And I love this idea. In theory, a movie that seems pro-conspiratorial thinking that actually turns out to be anti-conspiratorial thinking is a really cool idea. Pointing out that conspiracies are often people just grasping for a deeper meaning to make sense of something that you really can't make sense out of. That sounds amazing, but this all just feels like a half measure.
Okay, there's no magical meaning. Only people can give it that. And I don't care how many lunatics are fantasizing about 23, they're wrong. There's no curse. There's no killer running around out there. 23 is a number.
This whole plot line falls completely flat emotionally because it's treated as a dramatic reveal. I already thought this whole thing was kind of stupid. I wasn't on Walter's side believing in all this stuff, and then, oh my god, it turns out it actually wasn't real. Yeah, I thought so. I'm not shocked by it. I'm not gut punched by it. I'm just kind of like, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad this movie took this approach instead of the alternative, but it doesn't make up for the hour and 20 minutes beforehand where they played the number 23 stuff weirdly seriously.
Oh my god.
It's like the Top Secrets reveal. Yeah, you can say, oh, what a stupid name Top Secrets is. I already thought the name was stupid. Treating it as a shocking reveal that Top Secrets is a ridiculous name is just kind of insulting. Like I wasn't supposed to notice. I didn't think the 23 enigma was a real thing to begin with. And it's an interesting development in the plot, but it's not taking me on any emotional journey. Maybe this is an obvious statement, but this movie would have been infinitely better if it was about anything other than the number 23. Imagine if instead of becoming obsessed with the number 23, he becomes obsessed with like proving aliens are real or proving that the Illuminati are real. Something that, while silly in the real world, you can accept and suspend your disbelief in a movie world that they are real. And you can do that because it's an issue of there not being evidence to support this belief in the real world. So you can just believe that in the movie world there is evidence. Whereas the 23 enigma, the problem is with the logic of the theory itself. It's literally just the Texas sharpshooter fallacy. If you don't know, it's this fable where a Texas sharpshooter shoots at the broadside of a barn and then looks where most of the bullets went and then draws a target around that area. In layman's terms, it's when you overemphasize points of data that agree with your conclusion and de-emphasize any points of data that don't agree with your conclusion. It's like in the intro where it's like terrorists attacked this one time on the 23rd, ignoring all the other times terrorists have attacked not on the 23rd of a given month. Like, I can't suspend my disbelief because I would have to suspend any logical thinking because it's so illogical. And if it wasn't about the number 23, if it was about aliens or the Illuminati, at the end when it's revealed that this was just a coping mechanism, it may actually hit you because you may have been on Walter's side. You may have been believing it with him. And like I said, the movie isn't that horrible when it's not about the number 23. There's a lot of creative filmmaking here. There's some interesting mysteries. I like the main character. I don't think Jim Carrey or anyone is doing a bad job acting wise. I may have even loved this movie if it was not tied to such a dumb premise. I mean, the idea of someone losing his mind after he learns a bit of reality-bending information is literally the plot for most Lovecraft stories. And this could have been a great Lovecraftian thriller/horror movie. Hell, even just make it about Cthulhu. Make that be what he's obsessed with. But no, it's gotta be about the number 23. The big conclusion of this movie is that 23 is just a number. Yeah, I knew. And also they immediately undo this with the final shot.
Someday I'll be up for parole, and we can go on living our lives. It's only a matter of time. Of course, time is just a counting system. Numbers with meaning attached to them. Isn't it?
And that's the movie. I normally wouldn't just share here's a funny review I found on Letterboxd, but this Letterboxd review really does encapsulate a lot of the problems with the movie. Oh fuck, race car spelled backwards is race car. So is the number 23 one of the worst movies of all time? No. I've mentioned it several times, but there's a lot to appreciate here. Jo3l Schum2k3r is an overhated director. He's very good. That one movie aside. I mentioned it, but there's a lot of very stylish, evocative filmmaking on display here. A lot of it feels off, but in a way that adds to this sort of foreboding atmosphere. And the camera does a great job of telling the story visually. If I had the audio off, I'd think this was a brilliant movie. And like I said before, there are plenty of good ideas here. The idea of finding a book that seems to describe your own life is a really scary idea and could make for a great movie if it wasn't about the number 23. It's the movie's fatal flaw. It's too silly to take wholly seriously, but it's also not silly enough to take as camp. So overall, I give this movie a 23 out of 57.5. But now it's time to rank them. At number 23, we have the number 23. Just a complete disaster, almost killed the franchise, and for good reason. At number 22, we have the number 23. I know this is a hot take, I know a lot of people love this one, but it's not for me. At 21, it's the number 23. Just a soulless cash grab studio remake. I can't believe they made it woke. Let's get through these. Lightning round. 20, the number 23. 19, the number 23. 18, the number 23. 17, the number 23. 16, the number 23. 15, the number 23. 14, 23. 13, 23. 12, 23. 11, 23. And now we reach the top 23, 10. The number 23, 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 the number 23. And number 3, it's the number 23. Look, all I'm saying is people who don't like this movie lack media literacy. It's okay to like a movie that you disagree with, guys. Just because it's a little problematic. Number 2 has got to be the number 23. It's an obvious pick, I know, but it's got to be somewhere in the top 23. And finally, number 1, it's got to be the number 23. I know it's a bit of an out there pick, but it really just reminded me why I love this series in the first place. Thank you guys for watching this review and rank video for the number 23. I'll see you next time for another epic movie review. Wait a minute. I'm writing this review March 23rd, 2026. 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 20 plus 2 minus 6 equals 23. Ah!